What's up, guys? This is Crypto with James talking to you today about Decentraland. Now, Decentraland has a number of causes for concern, which I want to discuss because obviously it experienced this sort of parabolic growth in the last bull cycle when the markets were just obviously rocketing up. They've also onboarded some massive companies, but there's a few things that, if you are a landowner of Decentraland or a massive holder, should be a little worrying. I'm also going to talk about what this can do in terms of price. I do think this is probably going to go up in terms of price, but don't expect a new all-time high, and I'll explain why in the vid. Before I get into that though, if you're new to the channel, guys, these are actually the first 26 coins that I spoke about and did videos about on this channel, and in the videos I bought up these cryptos, I was saying the quality. And you can see what the prices were of these coins when I released the videos. You can see what the highs they hit less than 18 months on were. If you'd only put in $100 into each of the coins and sold 18 months on, and that's what I did, I sold these 18 months on. A $2,600 investment in total would have netted you a profit of over 123 grand, which is not bad. And then you could reinvest that into the markets. You could bank some, reinvest. Again, what I do. Now, obviously I sold these, they're not what I own, but if you do want to see the coins that I've been buying up while the markets have been down, go over to copymycrypto.com and read that site. Literally everything on that site is public record, so you can go through the entire site, read through it, and confirm everything you read by going through the old videos on this channel. You can also see what the members have achieved since being on the site. You can see everything that I've said historically as well. On copymycrypto.com, I share with the members the coins that I own. Anytime I buy a coin, I let the members know about the coin, the gains I think it will have, and the percentage of my money I'm putting in. And they can copy along, make the same gains I do. When I sell a coin, I let the members know what percentage of the coin I'm selling and that I'm banking that money. And again, they can do the same. Big mistake, by the way, retail investors make. They never bank money. Ever. It's just so rare. Greed takes over. Now, the beauty of copymycrypto.com is I do all the work, I do all the research, I dive into coins every day, and when I find one I like, I get in on it and I tell the members all about it. It takes literally all the work out of their crypto investing. If that sounds good to you, go read the site to see if it's something you'd be interested in. Right, Decentraland. Now, priced at basically 48 cents, Decentraland is a virtual world. It's a world powered by the Ethereum blockchain. It is a world where you can purchase land, build on it, monetize it, and immerse into the applications and content that's built by other users. MANA refers to the native currency of the token. Of the platform. MANA is the coin I'm talking about. Land is bought using the MANA token, and it also pays for goods and services. The MANA token is literally the fuel of the entire ecosystem. Now, Decentraland had a huge boom. Right, it went up staggeringly high amounts. It was at 2 cents at one point, and flew to heights of over $5 in the last bull cycle, about 250x. Decentraland also onboarded some big names. Decentraland onboarded Dolce & Gabbana, Tommy Hilfiger, Coach, Adidas, DKNY, Vogue, Monnier, Paris, I don't know what the hell that is, Dundas. These are all fashion brands, obviously. And yeah, the reason for this is there was and still is a belief that metaverse is going to take over in a large way. And I think that is to some degree inevitable. I do think that we'll see, people at their 9-to-5 job meeting someone in a metaverse office to have a meeting that they could have just had when they walk 5 yards down the corridor to have a chat. I'm not enamored with the whole concept of metaverse. I'm not enamored with the idea of it taking over lives. I think most of us spend too much time on our phones anyway. On digital, most of us spend too much time in digital lives. So I'm not hugely hugely excited by the concept. But there's money here. And there really is money in the metaverse game. Now, the problem that metaverse has is it's just not ready. It's not really been ready. And we've got to acknowledge, look, Decentraland had, what the hell is it? Decentraland had, and by the way, Sandbox, all these damn metaverses had this huge run in terms of real estate. I don't necessarily believe the metaverse completely screwed. I'm just reading an article. The virtual real estate platform Decentraland was once valued at $1 billion and is now in free fall. Now, revenues have absolutely cratered over the last year. The block reports with only a handful of users actually trading with virtual real estate, or the slices of land inside Decentraland's virtual world that can be transacted in the form of NFTs. The numbers are absolutely brutal. According to the report, only 20 and 30 people, or between 20 and 30 people are actually buying and selling property on a weekly basis, amounting to roughly 50 grand. That is an enormous drop. Enormous. Considering trading volumes were in the millions between 2021 and 2022. And there's a much bigger decline than just that virtual real estate. That radar found that Decentraland only had 38 active users over a period of 24 hours, which is an insanely low number when you realise that Decentraland itself is a crypto that has a market cap of nearly $1 billion, 874 million. If you had a company that was valued, now I know this isn't a company thing, but just think about it for a second. Your company's valued at $874 million, and in a 24-hour window, you got about 38 people that are actually playing around with it. That's a cause for concern. Other platforms like Sandbox have also really struggled to draw in users. Decentraland had their Fashion Week, where 60-odd labels, like Tommy Hilfiger, Adidas, was sponsoring shows. But despite 100,000 people showing up at the same event in 2022, only 26,000 users attended this past year. A quarter. The world didn't feel very alive, was the point. While walking around, I'd usually only see one or two other people in my vicinity. Decentraland's tanking trading volume shows that the appetite for virtual real estate is circling the drain. And it is worth noting, look, the decent trading volume, 41 million, obviously that's shockingly low when you compare it to sort of what it was hovering around in 2021, where it had trading volume consistently each day at a couple hundred million. But 41 million is still not a problem. We are in a bear cycle, you expect it lower. Now, everybody saw prices skyrocketing with big business buying land for millions of dollars, which now in retrospect was a terrible mistake. Adding that it wouldn't be surprised, and this was from a metaverse architect, Hunter Sweetheart, who added that he wouldn't be surprised if Decentraland will go under in the near future. Other YouTubers like Dan Olson put it far less lightly. In practice, it's a bad video game made up of smaller, worse video games wrapped in real estate scheme, cosplaying as the Matrix in his 109-minute takedown of Decentraland. Now, something that I highlighted not that long ago, I think it was last year, was, look, I think Decentraland's, like, these sort of metaverse plays are a cause for concern right now, these ones that are hugely valued. I do think it probably still will have some gains, but if their user base doesn't grow, if they don't get people buying their land again, how is the project going to keep value? Beyond potentially swing traders trading on a daily basis based on chart patterns and everything else, realistically, that's probably where the trading volume is. Because I don't see a ton of people clamoring to get hold of this token. What would be the point? Now, there are 321,000 holders of Decentraland, of the token. There's a lot of people holding the token. So a lot of people view the metaverse as a long-term thing. And I sort of agree on that. I think the metaverse is inevitable. Yeah. I mean, by the way, yeah. Decentraland's also available everywhere. If you are going to get it, guys, I really, really, really do recommend BitGet. BitGet is a partner of mine. I partnered with them because I think they're going to be a top 5 exchange. They have added some really cool innovations to the platform. Their earn features are wicked. Candy Bomb introduction has been brilliant for new users. And if you are an active trader or you're an active investor and you are somewhere else and you've not joined BitGet, join BitGet. And if you're doing all those activities you would normally do on Binance, if you move them over to BitGet, you'll be able to earn up to $5,000 in bonuses doing the same shit you always do. So it makes total sense because look, you get gifted $5,000. That's $5,000 more for trading, or arguably $5,000 for a long-term investment. That if you can find a coin that 10x's, you've made $50,000. If you can find a coin that 20x's, you've made $100,000 from doing nothing different to what you already do. And if you use the partner link in the description, you'll get some discounts on trading. There is a reason I partnered with them, is I do see them becoming a top 5 exchange in the future. Now, look, Decentraland as a premise, look, one thing I always said is the gameplay looks shocking on a lot of the metaverse stuff. But metaverse is going to be part of people's lives. Probably not mine. This is not something that interests me. It's not something I want to participate in. But I've got younger cousins. I've got friends, who have got kids who are excited about the idea of a metaverse. And that's kind of it. This is like the next generation of people that are looking at this going, isn't it going to be cool that I can go to work and then go into a metaverse and do my job within the metaverse? And it's like, no, that's not cool. Isn't it cool that I can meet my friends in the metaverse and hang out with them? No, bro, just go down the road where he is and play football or whatever. You don't have to go into a computer game to jam. But, while that's my perspective, clearly it's not everyone's. And you can see that the future is going to involve this digital age. That's why digital ID is going to become such a big thing. Metaverse is truly going to be a massive thing. Maybe it's a little too soon right now. And the huge drop in metaverse land prices and trading, the huge drop in user activity, definite cause for concern. And while Decentraland itself as a website has about 500,000 visits a month, the actual users of it is so damn small. So a lot of it's probably people jumping on to check it out to see if it's an investment they want to have. But I do look at this and go, I'm not convinced they're going to break a new all-time high. Because the development, the growth hasn't been there. You have their biggest, any game, any dApp, any platform, the most important thing has to be user base. And when your user base has dwindled, and you would expect it to drop in a bear cycle, of course you would. But you wouldn't expect it to drop to below 100 people in a day. So there's a real legitimate fear here for metaverse real estate owners that they're going to get screwed over. Because maybe the metaverse land was a bubble. Maybe that bubble's burst. Maybe we're not going to see that growth in metaverse land return till the metaverse is ready to truly be played. And right now, the gameplay is shite. And look, onboarding big brands is important. They need to onboard big brands. They need to onboard celebrities that are going to bring users in. But if the gameplay sucks, and if the user base isn't growing, why would it hit a new all-time high? Maybe it hits $2. But honestly, I think the metaverse plays, the big cap metaverse plays, are the ones to stay away from. Low cap ones may be worth a punt, especially if they've got a user base and especially if it's steadily growing. But if you've got, Decentraland and Sandbox, even Axie Infinity, you've got these projects with huge market caps but a dwindling user base, they're not going to have the growth that you're hoping for. A better play would be those smaller cap ones. It's just my sort of 2 cents. Could easily not be right about this. But I don't think it's a risk worth taking at the moment. Because there's no evidence that they're improving the gameplay or giving users a reason to go. So right now, probably want to stay away from. But yeah, I know I've just slammed this. So Decentraland holders, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you share my concerns about sort of how the younger generation is going to be molded by a metaverse? Because that's definitely something that I worry about. I certainly won't be encouraging my child to play any metaverse-based games at any point. Yeah, let me know in the comments down below. And if you're a returning viewer, hit the subscribe button. Look, these videos, especially when I'm talking about a coin like this, is going to save you money. Especially if it doesn't experience that pop, So, hit the subscribe button. And if you want to see the coins I own, I do not own Decentraland. There's one I don't own. Go over to copymycrypto.com. Go read the site. Every single thing on the site is public record. You can see everything I've said historically. You can confirm everything that you've heard me say, everything that you've read by going through old videos on this channel. You can also see what the members have achieved since being there. Copy My Crypto is where I do all the work. I dive into the markets every day. When I find a coin I believe will be a winner, like I said with Phantom, when no one else was saying it, then I jump onto the site. I tell the members about the coin. I tell the members about the gains I think it can have. I tell them what percentage of my money I'm putting in, so they can copy along if they want to. When I sell a coin, I do the same thing. I'm selling this coin, this percentage of it. I'm banking that money. Again, work is taken out of it, and the members can literally copy along and make the same profits I do without any of the work. And if you didn't make 20x gains or 30x gains in the last bull cycle, we did on Copy My Crypto, and we made more. We had coins that did 40, coins that did 50. We had coins that did 100x. We had Phantom that did nearly 700x gains. So if that sounds good to you, making the gains and not having to do all the work, go and read the site now and you can make a decision if it's for you. And that's it for me, guys. Take it easy. Bye-bye.